If you're anything like me, when you think about Russia and its people, one word always comes to mind: smooth. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is the Indicator Profile series, and we have another indicator with the word smoother in it. I think this is probably the third one we've done, but they are different. I think if you remember the two-pole super smoother or something, that was a John Eller's indicator. This one is not. This one is coded by a Russian man named Kirill Emerenko. And for those of you who like to hunt for the really obscure type indicators, Russia's got a lot of them. Some are fairly easy to find, some are not. Hint, hint. But an interesting one, not on the surface this week, very basic on the surface, but the results I found to be very interesting on this one. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. But before we start, this is the Premier Indicator channel on all of YouTube. So this is just what we do. But the way we talk and the way we measure may not make a lot of sense to you, but that's okay. This is a full-on trading system, and it will benefit you to learn that. So go to nononsenseforex.com, read that first page, watch that first video, and get started. For the rest of us, let's get into the specs. The year here is 2014. Well within the 1996 and on threshold we like to see here. Modern enough, for sure. This is going to be a baseline. Haven't done a baseline in a while. It's about time we did. Subtype, it's just a baseline. Very plain. And as an exit indicator, there's probably better options out there. So let's take a look at it. There's not really much to look at. It is a baseline. Now you probably notice on this example that you get probably too many signals, if we're being honest. The way Dan did it is, red candles are bearish candles and the blue are bullish. But obviously what you want to look for here, if you're brand new, is for a bullish signal. We want price to cross and close above that line, and that will be your bullish signal. Conversely, when you see it cross and close below for the first time, that is a bearish signal. Pretty basic, nothing to write home about until we see the results. That's really going to tell the tale. Now, before we do that, please understand, I'm not going to say these results mean nothing, because they do mean something. There are thousands and thousands of indicators out there. We need to find which ones have the highest probability of working well in our system. But at the end of the day, you won't know that until you test it in your system. And that's all that matters. So take all these results, positive and negative, with a grain of salt. Now also know that we actually show you how to do all this too. Down below in the description, you're getting a link to my automation blog that has a video embedded on there from Dan Stone himself, showing you how to test this yourself on the MT4 strategy tester. All of these indicators are definitely on MT4, maybe on MT5 or TradingView, but we just stick to MT4. We use their tester, we show you the results, and we let you go from there. You will also get, just like you do every week, a link to the actual blog for this indicator, which is very important. Tells you the history, tells you the tweak settings that we don't show, shows you how these things are calculated. I will say at Stonehill Forex, they're going through cosmetic changes right now. They're going through upgrades. So you might, depending on where you're looking at it, it might come off a little cracky, a little bit off. Dan said that if you're viewing it on desktop and it looks kind of weird, shrink it down to like 75%, and that should fix the problem for now. But that site right now is right in the middle of an overhaul. So just be patient, and things should be back to normal soon. We're going to give you Dan's second email address if you have an indicator that you want to submit for possible profiling on the Indicator Profile series. That's where you're going to do that. And as always, a place where you can go download all of these yourself. So now let us go to the results for the super smoother baseline indicator, starting with the euro dollar. Not great. Definitely not bad. If I were to see ROI numbers like this for a baseline, I would certainly give it a run in my own system. Especially because, and I forgot to mention this earlier, this is a very easy indicator to tweak. I think there's only one setting you have to worry about. And so typically when you only have that one setting, it's also a lot easier to test just because it goes a lot quicker. So while these results, both positive, aren't going to get too many people excited just because we've shown you much higher results in the past, this is definitely good enough for me to test, personally. Now over to gold, where results have been more favorable. Not so much here. I really thought from this point on we would see a very large difference in between gold and Forex, but so far it's been a little bit of both. In this particular case, just because it's such an easy indicator, I probably would still test it, especially on the daily. I kind of like that amount of total trades. But we have shown you, as far as baselines go, much better ROI in the past. Now over to the S&P, where things actually do get better. Not on the 4-hour. When you see the NA, it means that we couldn't find any positive outcome at all. So just don't worry about it. But on the daily, that's nice. That's higher than the average of the S&P 500 gets year to year. So for all you indices traders out there, give this one a whirl, because for the S&P, those are pretty solid numbers. But in total, a bit of a disappointment numbers-wise. Remember, I've always seen better numbers come out for confirmation indicators than I have baselines, so you kind of have to grade on a bit of a curve. But look at Bitcoin. Completely different now. All you crypto traders out there may want to give this baseline a look. Now, as I said before, these numbers are a bit inflated because of what's happened recently. But compare this to some of the other baselines we've shown you. You may see similar results as this, and you might not. But I thought the variation from the 3 pairs I've showed you before up until now, it was pretty staggering. This is a set of results I don't recall seeing in indicator profile series videos from the past. So I thought it'd be cool to give you another baseline indicator because we haven't done that in a while, and I thought this one was really interesting with the results, with the simplicity of the tweaking, and to maybe inspire some of you indicator hounds to go down that Russian rabbit hole if you have not discovered it already. But this will conclude the indicator profile series for Wednesday, May 10th. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are either building your systems right now, or even more importantly, because this is what gets often overlooked, improving the systems you currently have. Because the whole reason we continue to focus on technical analysis as heavy as we still do is because, when it's all said and done, adding a 0.5 percentage point or a full percentage point to your overall bottom line through the use of finding superior entries and exits could mean thousands, possibly tens of thousands, to your bottom line. So take all of this very seriously, traders, and go get it.